The hosts of BrackUSallogy are experts in nothing. They claim no advanced knowledge or profound insights. Instead, they are just three judgmental idiots who really like to bloviate their own opinions whenever given the chance. Take what they have to say with a grain of salt, or not at all. You'll probably be better off that way.
Do you want to play a game?
Nope.
Not even kinda.
No. Put that away. Put it away.
Consent, Scott. Consent.
That's the name of the game. No, I'm just kidding. I brought a game for us to play. Not going to lie, I'm directly stealing this from two guys that host a podcast together. They're also musicians together. I see them playing it on TikTok all the time. And I was thinking they do it with 2 people. I think we're going to up the ante and we're going to play this game with 3 people. And I think it's going to make it more difficult. And I think it's going to be fun. The game is called One Word. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're all going to take a moment and we're going to think of a single word. All right. And then on a count of 3, we're all going to say our single word. And then what we need to do is between our 3 words, we need to try and bring together a connection. Right. And then we need to say another single word. So for example, let's say that I say, well, Dan, say a word.
Ejaculate.
Okay, you would. I was going to say potatoes. Okay, so you said ejaculate, and I said potatoes. Now we both have to take a moment. We have to figure out something that connects those two. Come up with another word that brings those 2 things together. Something they might have in common. So, for example, we might both say the color white. If once we get to the same point, game over. If we say different words, we keep repeating until we can get to that singular point. Again, added level of difficulty. We're going to do it with 3 people.
Can we just hold on? Can we just, Oliver? I made my bed for everybody that watches this and yells at me that I need to make my bed. That's why
he just straight up fucking it up.
That's why it doesn't get made.
Gotta be an asshole.
All right, I was listening and I understand.
Okay. Are we ready to play the game? Do you have? Hold on. I want to get a word. Okay, I have a word. Do you have a word?
Sure.
Is that okay? All right. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Mustard.
Gorilla.
Okay. Seesaw, mustard, gorilla. We got to bring a commonality here. Okay.
Dangerous.
Well, hold on.
No. You don't say a word yet.
Oh,
all
sorry.
right. So another word that brings those 3 things together. Okay. Are you ready? I think okay. Seesaw, mustard,
sure.
Gorilla. I mean,
I'm ready.
Okay. All right, I'm ready. I've got a word. 1, 2, 3.
Hot dog.
Dangerous.
Okay. New York, hot dog, dangerous. See, I think Matt and I were going the same direction.
How is gorilla with a hot dog?
How is mustard dangerous?
Mustard gas?
Mustard
seeds are dangerous.
You would think about gas. You would think about gas. Okay, that's fine. All right, so what did we have? We had New York, hot dog, and dangerous.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think I've got a phrase or a word or whatever. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
1.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Pizza.
Crime.
Ooh, okay. We both had pizza. And what did you have?
Crime.
Okay, guys. We can do this. Pizza and crime. Okay. And I said pizza rat. So pizza rat, pizza, crime. Guys, there's one right answer here.
Really? Because I don't know what it is.
Look, we're thinking pizza. We're thinking crime. We're thinking New York City. We're thinking a rat. Okay? We're on the same wavelength here. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh.
What did you say? Did you say it's Splinter? I thought he said Slander. Yeah. I was like, no, wait, hold
Splinter. The rat. And I thought it was supposed to be one word.
That's why I said
Teenage
Turtles.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I mean, okay, I went with a phrase. All right, fine. TMNT. All right. So sue me. What did you say? Just turtles?
I said turtles.
I mean, okay. All right. Do we want to, maybe if we just do one word, that's easier?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I said Splinter.
All right. Next round, back to one word.
Okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles. Splinter. Okay. I mean, they have there's a commonality here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know what that sound was.
That was you capturing my same wavelength. That's what happens when people get on my wavelength.
It scared me.
It's an immediate reaction. No one expects it, but
it's visceral. All right.
it gets you right in the spine.
You
All
ready?
right.
You ready, Dan?
I'm ready. All right, look. I can't say too much, you know.
You can't. Just think of a word. We're trying to connect
A
the
single
words.
word. A single word that
and
would
then here's
bring
you down
together
here.
the
Just
rat
like,
and the Ninja Turtles
we're up here.
and the
You're
turtles. Like maybe somewhere they'd be. Yeah, I guess that's more appropriate. You're right. You're right. Matt and I are on the same wavelength. We got this.
Okay.
You ready? You ready? All right. 1, 2, 3.
Sewers.
Yeah. How? This comes as a surprise to no one that we had to go through Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to get there. We could play this game 100 times. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would show up in like 82% of them.
Yep.
All right. We want to do one more?
I'm down. Let's do one more round. That was fun. All right. Hold on. I need a first word. Okay. I got a first word.
I'm thinking.
The starter word's almost like a little bit more pressure because there's you know you're not
nothing
trying
to
for
go
anything.
off of.
All right.
We ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
Bone.
Outlaws.
Ooh. Okay. What was yours, Matt?
Bone.
And Dan?
Outlaws.
And I said candle. Candle, bone,
Ooh.
outlaws.
Ooh, I got one.
Okay. All right. One.
It's I'm gonna hyphenate a word.
Yeah. Well, I did hot dog.
Yeah.
So I think that's fair.
Okay, we're not on the same wavelength. 1, 2, 3, 5.
Wild
Purple.
West.
Wild West is not hyphenated, my
Look.
dude.
I said I was gonna put a hyphen. And hot dog is one word.
What was yours?
Mine?
No,
Mine was
Scott's.
fire. Sorry, it took me a second to remember.
Okay.
What did you say, Matt?
I said purple.
Purple, fire, wild.
You didn't give me
West.
any time to think. I just went right in. I was like, oh shit, purple.
Sorry.
That reminds me of another trainer I know.
Purple. Shout out.
All right.
That's an inside joke for 2 other people that don't listen to this podcast. Maybe one who does. One who does.
So hold on. We've got Wild West, purple, and fire.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, I've got one.
I don't.
Me neither. Somebody fucking went and said purple, so I have no idea.
I mean, we're not walking each other into it this time, right?
I mean, I don't know. Depends on how far we get. Okay, I've got a word. I've got a word I'm going to say.
I've got a word too.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Horse.
Peace pipe.
Peace pipe. What? Would you say,
Prince.
Dan?
Prince.
You leaned heavy on the purple.
I did.
And what was yours, Scott?
I leaned heavy on the Wild West and said horse.
Okay,
So horse, Prince, and peace pipe.
Yeah, all right, I got one.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Wigwam.
Weed.
Oh, 2 of us. We got 2 of us.
No, hold on, Matt. What did you say?
I said wigwam.
Isn't it
Wigwam. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay.
All right, so 2 of us said weed, and
One
Matt said
said
wigwam.
Sort of.
Oh,
With an asterisk.
this might be another hyphenated word. I've got one.
Is it peace pipe? Because I just said that.
No,
Okay.
it's
Apple bottom jeans?
no warm.
Okay, I'm ready. I don't know, but I'm ready. Let's do this.
That's okay. I'm not even sure I'm right about what this is, but if it is, that's never been hyphenated in the history of ever.
Yeah, I'm throwing hyphens around.
Also, this is completely throwing out the rules of this game. Let's go.
Yeah, you gave me shit for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you're over here like,
Hold
no,
on,
it's
no.
okay if I tell you in advance
Just
that I'm
Look,
gonna fuck the rules.
If they can put a hyphen in Spider-Man,
This
Spider-Man?
is me telling you in advance. I'm asking the rules for consent before I fuck them. Okay, wait. Was it weed and
wigwam?
And you said you have a hyphenated thing?
Yeah.
It's
I
not
mean, it's not
hyphenated,
making
but he's
goddamn
good.
sense.
He's gonna
Yeah.
put a hyphen in it to make it
Exactly.
one word.
He has a 2-word phrase. And Matt, you're ready? I mean,
Sure.
okay, sure. I've got a word, I guess. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Apple
Munchies.
pie.
Box.
Oh.
Wait, Matt, what did she say?
I thought he was making
apple pie too.
He said warm, and I said apple pie.
He said warm with his hands in front of his face and the fingers bent in the shape of a circle. And I
was
thought,
trying
oh,
to
warm
do a
apple pie.
square. You try to make a box with your fingers.
Your clue, I would have had a greater chance of getting hot box without your clue than with you putting your hands up, because that sent me straight to apple pie. I was
so
like,
wait, did
apple
both
pie
of you say
is not.
apple pie?
Yes.
So apple pie.
Or no,
and
I
hot
didn't say
box.
it. No. I refused to say it because I didn't want to accept apple pie as a hyphenated thing. I'm pretty sure hot box is just a compound word.
Wait,
All right,
what did you say? Then?
Yeah.
I said munchies.
All right,
I
so we have
refused.
apple pie, munchies, and hot box.
All right, I got it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Wait, I don't.
I mean either. Apple
Hold
pie,
on.
hot box, munchies.
Apple pie, hot
For the
box,
sake of time,
munchies.
Can I give a single
Yeah,
sound as a
yeah.
clue?
Oh, a single sound. That's intriguing.
Ding.
Oh, I got it.
That sound didn't mean anything to me.
All right, maybe this will help. Boom.
Oh,
Nope.
yeah, that might have made me like question what I was thinking.
All right, after this one, we're cutting this off because it's been 10 minutes.
All right.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Taco Bell.
Microwave. Oh,
Fuck. Oh,
Ding. The
What?
bell.
dang.
I thought it was the microwave going off.
Yeah, I did too.
No, that makes
Yeah.
more sense now. But we were going. It doesn't matter. On to the show.
We forfeit. 3 is more difficult. Hello and welcome back to BrackUSallogy. BrackUSallogy?
No, BrackUSallogy.
BrackUSallogy. Yeah, if you haven't been keeping up the past 2 weeks, we have changed up our format a little bit as we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary as a podcast. We're doing a special series called BrackUSallogy, where each week one of the co-hosts is in the hot seat. This week, I forgot to do introductions. My name is Scott Grubb. I'm not in the hot seat. I'm the grill master.
My name's Matt Robinson. I don't know why we're saying my name now. Matt Robinson. Warm seats.
And I make the seat hot. I'm Dan Default.
That's because he's in the hot seat this week. Dan,
Mhm.
you ready to answer some questions and introduce yourself to our audience at a deeper level?
I legitimately have been worried about this for weeks. I do not know what you guys have in planned, but I know how big of an asshole you both can be. So,
Well, to
We won't disappoint.
alleviate your fears a little bit, our plan is to not do this episode. In fact, a clown is on his way to kidnap you for your very belated bachelor party.
Yes.
it's almost a year too late. But hey, you know,
I said very.
yeah.
Just kidding. Let's talk. Let's ask some fucking questions.
All right.
Let's do it. I got to bring those questions up.
Do you want to
Forgot that
go?
part.
You want to go odd or even there, bitch?
No, I'm asking questions.
What?
Dan, you said, you said bitch. I thought you were talking to Dan.
Oh,
I'm the one who's answering questions.
All right, bitchy
asking
Kong.
questions.
So, what? You want to go odd then?
You start. You're being odd. Start.
All right.
As
Dan,
you rub your nipples.
I wasn't my nipples. That was my chest, my upper pectoral. Dan,
Your
where
third
were you
and fourth
born?
nipple.
I was born at Walter Reed Hospital in Washington, D.C. Both my parents were in the Navy, so that's why I was born there. But pretty good hospital to be born at, I guess.
Did you ever go back to the hospital?
No.
Did you write a Google review about your experience being born?
Google wasn't around when I was born.
I love the idea, though, that Dan goes in like this year on his birthday. And
Yeah.
says, so
What up, bitches?
I was born here 63 years ago, and I'm so happy to say that my experience there was acceptable as I am still alive today.
I came to slap that doctor back, but he's been dead for 30 years.
Yeah. All right. How big is your family?
Nuclear family. I don't really count my dad, so it's my mom and my brother.
Word.
Cool. What's your favorite band or type of music?
The punk rock has always held a special place in my heart. But specifically, I'd have to say NoFX is probably my favorite band. I just love their lyrics and
Their lack of effects.
Yeah, their lack of effects. How they never took themselves too seriously, and how they did literally everything themselves. They produced one record on a record label that wasn't their own, didn't like it, created their own record label, and they've been the most popular DIY band ever.
All right. That's fair. You do seem like the punk kind of guy, you know?
I am a fan of the punk.
What about him exactly seems like the punk kind of guy?
It's definitely his slacks and button-up T-shirts that he wears to his corporate job Monday through Friday every day.
All right. First off, I don't wear slacks. I wear jeans.
My ass. I've seen you wear slacks.
Yeah, but I don't like it, and I don't have to, so I wear jeans.
All right. How many pairs of jeans do you have? This is a thing, man, and it's really Scott. This has been bothering me.
Is this an extra question?
This is an extra question that I'm.
Yeah, we're diverting, but you know what? I approve because you know what? If it's the right time for the question, we'll just count it as one of the 10 extra. I think it needs to be asked.
How many pairs of jeans do you have?
Like 5 or 6.
That answer was somehow disappointing, and I don't know why exactly.
Was were you expecting it to be lower?
More or
I
less.
kind of was expecting it to be lower. But again, I think that's only because of so James, former guest, friend of the show, told me he only has like 2 pair of jeans, which is crazy to me. Just wild. I mean, he also doesn't wear jeans very often, but it absolutely flabbergasts me. Anyway, that's all. What's the next question, Scott?
What has been your best or worst job?
I think my best job was honestly being a trainer in a call center back in Virginia, where we were far enough away from corporate to really have that oversight, and still had, a lot of fun at work. I actually loved going to that job. Worst job was probably I was a server at an O'Charlie's restaurant, and I am awful at hand-eye coordination and almost every other part of that job. The manager really liked me and told me after I ruined like 3 tables in one shift, and one of them was like a really big business lunch table. He told me that I could be a cook, but I couldn't be on the floor anymore. And I was like, I don't want to be a cook, so I left.
Was it elbow or leg drops for destroying the tables?
It was the atomic elbow.
Got it. Okay. All right. Very nice.
Just a couple follow-up questions from that one. First, The O'Charlie's. Where was the location of this O'Charlie's?
It was the Christiansburg O'Charlie's,
Are-
right when it opened up.
Did you know our friend of the show, Ryan, also worked there for a while?
No shit, really?
Yeah, he worked there.
Was it a strip club / bar
No.
/ restaurant?
No. That's where I used to always go.
I got fired because I tried to make it a strip. No.
When we were in a fantasy football league together, we used to go there every Monday night and watch the Monday night game. And then second question, the best job, jumping back to that part, can you elaborate more on maybe what were some of the like really nice features of that role? Like what made it stand out as your best job?
I mean, so my boss at the time, Rick, if you're out there listening, still miss you, buddy. Just a tremendous leader. I think the managers that were there, like the operations managers, were really cool. We had a long string of success as a training department, consistently ranking in the top 3 of all training departments across the country.
You consistently got 3s. You're right.
Yeah, and a lot of good people, present company excluded.
I've never lived in Virginia, so couldn't have been me. Next question. All right, next question, Dan. What did you want to be when you grew up?
I was infatuated with jets, so some sort of pilot is something that I thought about a lot.
Infatuated with jets.
Yeah, when I was real little, I was infatuated with jets, but then the nerd in me took over, so that infatuation grew to like starships and Millennium Falcons and
Yeah, because those are just cooler jets, realistically. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I don't know that I mean this in the nicest way possible. I don't know that I'd trust you to fly me anywhere.
No fucking way I'm getting on that plane.
Same. I couldn't be a server at an O'Charlie's. I'm not going to be able to fly a jet.
Wait, which button is it?
Can this 737 do a barrel roll?
Now's the time to find out. All right.
Why did you get into podcasting?
Basically because I have 2 chucklefuck friends that wanted to get into podcasting, and I think sometimes we can be funny together.
There are occasions where I find myself laughing.
Same, girl.
I mean, I've chuckled while listening to our own show.
All right. If you could describe yourself in 3 words, only 3 words, what would they be?
I think I'm loyal. I'd like to think I'm loyal. Forgiving. And easily distracted. I know that that's 2 words, but
you could just say loyal, easy, and distracted.
Just generally speaking.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Now, forgiving, though, that's an interesting one. Do you feel like you're being crossed often?
No, but I have been told that I forgive people way too easily for things that they've done or said about me. But the way I look at it is that if you hold that anger towards somebody inside you, then that gives the other person power over you. And I've never liked that concept. So it's easier for me to just forgive. I might not forget, but I always forgive. Or at least I try my best.
Yeah. Dan is definitely... You know what? I'm not even going to say that out loud.
Well, now I want to know what I definitely am.
You're definitely not one that wants power over you or being held by someone else. You're more the dommy than you are the subby. You know what I mean?
That is an interesting takeaway from the answer that he gave, isn't it?
Yeah.
That he's a dom. That's what you take. That was the takeaway. Moving on. Nope, that's all the conversation about that question. Nothing else we need to take away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
It's me. What's your first? We went from that to this. What is your first memorable pet?
We had a
Well, there
cat.
was this girlfriend that I had. Oh, what?
We had a cat. So growing up, my mom was dating this guy named Jerry. He was a really nice dude, and we went to Dairy Queen one Sunday. And it was like, Dairy Queen was expensive. We couldn't always go there. So I was really excited about the blizzard that I was going to get. And there was this kitten out by the dumpster. And you guys both know me. If I see an animal in distress, I'm going to try to help it. So
Distress. If you see an animal, you're going to try to help it.
Yeah. So I
Help
asked,
it get pet.
I asked my mom if we could keep the cat. She said no. I asked Jerry, and Jerry said yes because he's trying to be like a stepdad or whatever. So I take the cat, I put it in the car, and we're driving home. And the cat meows, and Mom was like, "What the hell is that?" And I was like, "It's a cat, duh." But I couldn't say kitty. I was young. I couldn't say kitty kitty, so I called it Kiski. And we had that cat for 21 years.
Wow.
It was a Russian blue cat, and it was awesome. Miss you, Kiski.
We need some more of those.
That was a roller coaster of a story.
Yeah, dude.
Because it was like, I had a cat. We went to Dairy Queen. I'm like, what the fuck?
Jerry took us to the dairy, and we almost got a blizzard.
But
Well, no, I
instead
still
got
I got a blizzard and a cat. That was the best trip to Dairy Queen ever.
That's valid.
There's a joke there that if we weren't recording, oh man, the restraint I have. All right. It was like painful. I can feel it in my spine. All right. Anyway.
What is a piece of advice that you'd give to someone, Dangle?
Right now,
Always pick up the kitten at Dairy Queen.
yes. But right now, in today's climate, I would say have more empathy. Forgive yourself, forgive others, and try to find the best in people. Because in today's climate, that can be challenging. And if you fall into a hate cycle, it's really tough to get out of. So that's my advice.
Right.
I like my hate cycle. It gets me where I'm going.
Is it a 2-pedal?
It has a little bell. Ding, 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 ding,
The horn just goes, ah! What was a pivotal decision you made that changed your life path?
Oh, Scott, I know you said this, and it's true. Moving out to Colorado.
I know. You missed me, buddy.
Outside of that, 100% changed my life. It put me on a completely different career trajectory. It allowed me to meet Matt and several other wonderful humans that I've met in my time out here, and my wife and a house. And I also have another cat now and a dog. So yeah, moving to Colorado nearly a decade ago was probably the best decision I've ever made.
I was internally losing it over the fact that you said met Matt before you said met your wife.
Well,
that's a win for me.
Matt's face is right here. So
also, to be fair, that also was chronological. He did meet me first.
That's fair.
I did.
I'm sure that's how Dan was thinking about it.
Just chronological order.
It wasn't the shiny thing in front of him.
If you could go back in time, what is one thing that you would do differently?
I would probably be more frugal with my money because of all the stupid stuff that I have spent my money on.
What's the stupidest thing you spent your money on
that
you were willing to share on a public podcast?
That stripper in Reno. Dan's never been to Reno, for the record.
No, I haven't. Illicit. So stupidest thing I've.
Whoa.
Stupidest thing I'm willing to admit on a podcast, I would say musical instruments probably.
Wildly different.
Yeah,
Illicit. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, I remembered as I was getting ready to say that I'm on a podcast. So yeah, I bought
They were knockoff guitars and drum sets. That's the illicit part. He spent a lot. He bought a lot of them.
I bought a very expensive Gibson Les Paul, and it cost more than my first car did.
It was a cool Gibson.
It was.
That's a good one, though.
Yeah.
I was like strongly agreeing with you while we're looking at my background and realizing I have like 300 Funko Pops behind me. Do you have any recurring dreams?
I used to, for years, have reoccurring zombie dreams. Like it would never be the same. Like, the settings, the other survivors that I was with would change, but it was always the same premise that you're stuck in a zombie apocalypse, and inevitably I would have to watch a loved one get nommed on by a horde of zombies. So much so that I started writing a book, like a zombie book. But
never got that published, huh?
No.
Okay, hold on now. Again, more follow-up questions. First follow-up question: which part of my body did a zombie nom on in your dreams?
You were never.
You said loved ones.
I did, but these recurring zombie dreams happened before we were really close.
Okay. All right, I'll accept that. Second follow-up question. You've started writing a book?
Yeah, I did.
Was that like with a hand or like a typewriter?
It was with a MacBook.
And how far did this get?
I mean, pretty far. Like, I fleshed out, the setting, the main characters, the transmission of the zombie virus.
I fleshed out the transmission is just a statement. That's a...
Right. That's probably why I didn't finish writing the book.
You got too horny?
Every time he'd open the document up, he'd start rereading. He's like, all right, where did I leave off? Oh, fuck. Pornhub.com.
I gotta go. All right. What superpower would you want to have?
Probably telekinetics, like being able to move things with my mind, because you get so many other like superpowers from that. Like, I would be able to fly because I can move.
Well, incorrect. Unless you specifically, because in this, hold on, I'm putting rules to your own answer.
Yeah.
Your telekinetics.
These rules were not here when you answered the question.
You can only have one, Dan. You can't turn it into a different superpower.
But if he's telekinetically lifting himself off the ground.
Exactly. Jean Grey does it.
That's horseshit.
No, it's not. It's in Marvel Comics.
It's canon.
I'm going to canon you. All right. That's all I have. I'm sorry.
How would you use it for evil?
I mean, there's a couple of people that I would like to make have terrible days.
Yeet into the sun. That microphone transmission would be amazing. Just all camera. Obviously, we're talking totally hypothetical and fictional. Not saying anyone in particular, but all cameras just pointed. Make. All right. Anyway, oh man, that's gonna be a sweet dream later. How would you spend your lottery winnings?
I mean, there's the boring things that I would do, like
that's not what we want.
Okay.
We all know that. We're all gonna invest wisely. What's that? You win $1 billion, right? And the wife says you have 1 million that you can do whatever you want with. Let's make it 4. 4
I was
million,
about to say
1
million out of $1 billion. That's a pretty small.
100 million. You can do whatever you want with.
Well, I'm developing a little BrackUSallogy subdivision so that you don't have to live in New Mexico anymore and so far away from us. And Matt doesn't have to live in Utah, and we can all actually live, close to each other.
A little 3-house community.
Mm-hmm.
BrackUSallogy estates.
Yeah, exactly.
People drive by the neighborhood like, what the fuck is BrackUSallogy?
And it's just 3 houses.
With a big
Gated.
occupant sign somewhere.
Yeah.
Gated.
Mm-hmm.
Check within.
24/7 security.
All right. When's the last time you cried, Daniel? Tell me the last time you jerked them tears.
Last year, my oldest and best friend passed away from a very untimely. Well, I guess death is always untimely, but it was a very sudden heart attack, and that has been pretty difficult. That has gotten me several times since then. So, yeah.
On that absolutely stellar note, we're going to get into some funky questions.
Are we at the 10 from you guys?
We are at the 10 from us.
Gross.
Now, I want to like preface this by saying Scott and I took very different approaches in coming up with these questions. I don't know what he landed on for his.
I'm not sure what I landed on for mine. Because there's a lot that I don't think I should use. But there's some that, even though they fall into that category, I still kind of want to ask anyway.
That's terrible.
Okay. First one. Is definitely gonna be what's on your vision board. I'm gonna start with the nice one. What's on your vision board?
What's on my vision board?
Yeah, you're making a vision board. First 5 items you put on it.
I mean, I would like to be successful enough in my career to where we can do the things that we want to do.
I thought he was
okay, so slacks. What does that look like on your vision board? What does success look like to you?
Success for me is like paying off the houses.
Yeah, no, he didn't understand.
No,
so
he's not getting
you're ripping something out of a magazine.
Yeah.
And you're
got
posting it. What is that thing that you ripped out of the magazine?
So it's a nice house. It's a tropical scene, an overwater bungalow that we can visit frequently.
Okay.
It is happy, healthy, people. I don't know.
I thought he was going to say babies. 100% thought you were going to say babies. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are the happy, healthy people who they represent your own happiness and health?
Yeah. And my wife and, my family.
Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's
what you're manifesting. So a nice house paid off, a vacation spot, health and happiness.
Yeah.
All right.
Fucking
I think that was
boring.
3 things, but that's fine. Matt, next question.
All right. The apocalypse is here.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
It is taking out everybody, everything on the earth. However, you have the power. I don't know what's happening right now. This is
Ollie
insanity.
is really excited about this question.
Yeah.
You have the power to save one species of animals. What species are you saving?
Probably dogs. And the reason for that is that dogs help carry humanity out of, you know, lack of technology, lack of weapons to hunt and defend yourselves. Like, dogs helped civilization be built. So if we're trying to rebuild civilization, dogs are a pretty good thing to have.
All right. That's a completely expected answer.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. No surprise there at all. So I was just scrolling back through our conversation, Matt,
Uh-huh.
and I realized I only had one real question.
Yeah, I know.
Do
you want me
Dan,
to ask another one?
No, I'm going to go with one of my...
All right.
Dan.
Yeah.
Toys in the bedroom. Yes or no, and why?
I mean, I have a couple of action figures,
Hulk smash.
I have a PlayStation 5, I have
because the controller vibrates.
I have an arcade unit. Yeah.
All right. So you have a joystick. Multiple joysticks. All right.
It's a
Matt.
DualShock controller. Is what it says on it.
Me?
Yeah, your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna ask a hard hitting question here.
Okay.
Okay. This is a very important question for a lot of our listeners. Gandhi, Lincoln, Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh my God. Okay.
Realistically, because this is all a joke.
So it's Gandhi, Lincoln, and Obama.
Barack
Yes.
Obama. Yep. Here, I'll spell Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln, vampire hunter, and Barack Obama.
Vampire hunter?
That's a very different. Well, that's a very similar Abraham Lincoln.
So, and I'm.
Dan, are you familiar with Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter?
No.
You can ignore the vampire hunter part to that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I don't want to marry Mahatma Gandhi because I like to eat.
Fair.
So probably gonna. Sorry, Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay.
You're getting the axe.
All right.
To be fair, of this, never mind.
I'll probably marry Obama.
Yeah.
And fuck Lincoln.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's the right answer.
Yeah. Is it because of the hole in the back of Lincoln's head too, or?
I was. All right.
Scott, your question.
What celebrity do you feel like you look like?
Oh.
You specifically, not us, but you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. And I already know what the answer is. It's Ernest. I can't remember
You
the
think
actor's
you look
real-
like Ernest?
Yes, I think I look like Ernest.
That's not the answer I would have expected you to give for
I've
yourself.
never refuted that. Look, celebrities oftentimes are very attractive people. Like, it makes sense that I would look like somebody that does a caricature of a redneck on the big screen.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I just pulled up a picture of him on my other monitor, and it's fucking funny.
Yeah. Look, I have never refuted the fact that I look a lot like the actor whose name escapes me right now. What is his
Jim
name?
Varney.
Jim Varney.
There's a picture.
Rest in
Apparently,
peace, Jim.
there was a book written about him, and there's a picture of him on the front of it. It's a black and white photo, and he's just staring right down the lens of the camera, and it is fucking uncanny. uncanny
Yeah.
looking at you and going back and forth, because he's probably in the photo maybe a couple years older than you are now, but not a lot.
I will say, before he got into that, he was a model and, not unattractive. But when anybody thinks of Jim Varney, they think of Ernest.
Well, I mean, let's be real. Like, as much shit as we may give Ernest for being kind of a goofball and like that character being weird, that was a defining character, for fuck's sake. It's a defining character for a lot of our childhoods. Like, I watched Ernest.
It was a cultural
all the time,
icon.
Absolutely.
You know where it started? Fun
Very
fact.
successful. What? Where?
Sprite commercials. Local. It was a local commercial. Anyway.
That's wild.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. You have been sentenced to death.
Jesus, Matt.
What is your final meal? You get to pick what your final meal is, but you have to choose it before you get put to death.
All right. A couple of caveats I want to know. A, do I deserve to die in this situation, or am I wrongfully accused?
Completely irrelevant.
It is very relevant.
You have been sentenced to death by the law for something that you've done. The law has determined.
If you really want to paint a picture, by the letter of the law, you are guilty at a level in which the punishment is acceptable. But let me tell you that what you did, you are a martyr and a hero amongst society. Let's just paint that picture. Is that clear enough?
Yeah, that completely changes my meal. If it was something that,
hold on.
So here's why. If it was something that I truly deserve to die for, then I'm asking for like steak, crab legs, my favorite things. But if I'm dying because I am a martyr and I'm like trying to be a hero, then I'm asking for the thing that's going to give me the most terrible shits that they're going to have to clean up after I die. So I'm getting like all of Taco Bell.
You're going out with a bang.
Yeah.
What would you?
I want the Taco Bell menu.
Yeah. That's
oh, you need a copy? No. The whole menu.
Yeah, I want everything.
All right.
You see how it makes a difference?
I guess, yeah. I've never met somebody as petty.
Can you please, in detail,
oh God,
describe your tattoo?
No.
You're in the hot seat. This is an open and honest.
All right. When I hate you.
I wasn't sure about asking this one, but I couldn't not,
When I was young, I have always loved comic books, but I love the story of Superman. I love the history of Superman and why the authors and creators of Superman created him, and what they were putting in that message, and had an infatuation. And back in those days, I also liked to draw a lot. So I doodled up, this was the 90s, tribal tattoos were a thing. And I did not at that age have the foresight to know that it was a fad. I didn't know what fads were. So I drew up a little thing and I got absolutely wrecked one night and went to a tattoo parlor in Blacksburg, Virginia, that no longer exists because I'm sure I was not the only really drunk person that they tattooed. And I got the tattoo. It is a Superman S with tribal things that come off of it. And then the girl that I was dating at the time cried when she saw it and said that it ruined the sexiest part about me.
And where is that tattoo?
It is on the top of my back, in between my shoulder blades.
You know, like, okay.
What?
The question was just to describe the tattoo. I
Yeah.
understand the whole backstory because you're trying to defend it. You
Yep.
really didn't need to self-deprecate yourself with the last part of the story, though.
Yeah, what is? I don't understand what the sexiest part about you.
Is
Yeah,
when
it was
she can't see
apparently
his face.
exactly 100%. I guess that was the direction that she was going, but she cried, and it scared me enough to where I have never gotten another tattoo since that one.
Yet. All right.
The year's
What is
not
this
over.
now? Is this 4 for me? This next one? How
I
many
think
have you
so.
asked?
Yes, I've asked 3.
Okay. Dan, is there a God?
Whoa.
Here's what I'll say. If there is, by most people's definition, God is all good and all powerful. And I would contest that there is not a single bit of evidence to prove both of those correct, right? To prove both of those things factual. Because if he was, or if it was all good and all powerful, you wouldn't have things like child leukemia and war and all the terrible things that happen in this world. So that tells me that they are either not all powerful or they're not all good. That being said, though, I think that there are teachings that you can glean from a lot of prophets that give you a blueprint of how to be a good person, right? And that's where my spirituality is. I do believe in energies. I think that there's forces greater than our own. I just think that we're too stupid to understand them. So I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're good or evil. I know that they're there. That's about as far as I can go.
Take the crystal out of your ass. No, I'm just kidding. That's fair. That's a good answer.
How am I supposed to ask any of my questions after that?
Well, you've got one more. 2 more.
If you could be the best in the world at something, what would it be?
You know, I'd love to be a really good songwriter and musician.
The best ever.
Yeah.
I mean, you're past 27, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, if you look at like some of the greatest songwriters and what they were able to do in the limited time that they were able to do it, you know, like John Lennon and Paul McCartney wrote songs in a weekend that have lived for decades. I would love to be able to have that impact and creative ability.
Okay. Follow-up question. Because this actually is one of my questions. Would you rather be that world-famous songwriter musician or own part of the Washington Commanders?
I mean, either way, I'm rich. One of those ways, I'm famous, right? And I think being famous would absolutely suck. That is the only downside to being a world-renowned like artist or musician, is that you are actively giving up your external life, right? Like life outside of your job is all encompassed in your job, because you can't go to the restaurant, you can't go to stores, you know, you can't go to a movie, because if you're seen, everybody wants your attention. And if you're having a bad day, then all of a sudden you're this huge mega asshole.
When you have a bad day.
I would take
Take a fan.
Anonymous Rich.
Anonymous Rich, part of the ownership of the Washington Commanders. That's fair. It's also, honestly, I figured that there would be more like back and forth on that one.
Nah. And
I've thought about this.
as soon as I said like musician, I thought about the implications of that, and that like there would be really good parts, but there would also be really bad parts. So
Sure.
there's all good in owning the Commanders.
All right.
You can tell that to Dan Snyder.
Fuck
What
that guy.
what is a conspiracy theory that you low key believe in?
Now, for those of you that are not entirely up with the lingo from 2014, low key means people really don't know it.
I don't know if this counts as a conspiracy theory, but I think our government has done some really screwed up things between Martin Luther King and JFK.
Crack.
Yeah.
So you believe JFK and Martin Luther King were inside jobs?
Oh, 100%.
Both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely think the MLK
Yeah.
RIP. That one has been as close to proven as it can be, right? Like there are documents from the FBI, all the wiretaps, all the people following him around. JFK one, though, that one's a little bit more.
That was kind of why I had the emphasis on the both there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, he did say that he wanted to stop the Fed, and then,
the Fed stopped him.
So the Fed stopped it. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many questions have we asked at this point? Do I have one more?
Yeah, we both have one more.
Shouldn't I be the last one?
No, he started the 10.
You start, yeah.
Scott started the 10.
Yeah, so then that would make me have the last one. Scott, Matt, Scott, Matt.
Oh, yeah,
Scott,
you're right.
Matt, Scott,
okay, so
Matt,
then you have
Scott,
one.
Matt.
Right? And then we're done.
I don't know. Do you have a better one?
Matt, I think, has two more. I don't know. I haven't been keeping
All right,
count.
I'm going to ask another question.
Okay.
Scott can ask another question. Then we'll see if I have another question.
Okay.
I don't know if I have another question.
I'm going to ask a question. We'll see if Scott has one. Okay.
Go for it.
You guys are crushing this.
What's the weirdest reason you've been put in handcuffs?
I mean, we're not talking about not safe for work stuff, right?
Hold on. How many times have you been put in handcuffs that you have to think this long about it?
Well, I mean, outside of the not safe for work stuff.
I mean, don't dox yourself.
There's only one.
But now hold on. Why would we not be talking about not safe for work stuff?
We're not in work.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess technically we are, but.
Well, yeah, and people could be listening to this at work. But
if they're listening to this at work in a platform that other people are able to overhear it, that is their own fucking fault.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
That market is explicit.
I don't know if any of those explicit encounters were all that weird, but the one time I will say I was driving home from a job at a gas station in Pulaski. Shout out to that shithole in Virginia. And one of the belts in my car broke. So I had to pull into a gas station. I told them that my car was broke down, called a friend to come pick me up, and cool, if I come back tomorrow and get my car, I'll replace the belt, whatever. So that gas station closes down. The person leaves. I'm sitting in my car and I'm like, you know what? Nobody's around. It's like 11:30. I'm going to pack a bowl. So I pack a little one hitter in my car in a parking lot, light it up, smoke it, cap it out the window, put it back in my book bag, flashing blue lights behind me. I parked.
Like immediately?
Yeah. It basically, as soon as I capped it out, I put it in my book bag. And again, parked. Car can't go. So flashing blue lights behind me. This Officer gets out of the car, yells at me to stick my hands out of the window. It like has his gun drawn, like the whole 9 yards. So he has me get out of the car. He puts me in handcuffs, slams my face on the back of my own car, like bust my lip. And I had a little container of marijuana in my pocket. And I was like, sir, my car is broken down. I don't know what's going on. He was like, oh, that's funny because somebody called the police department, said that somebody was trying to rob this gas station. I'm like, well, it would be really stupid to rob a gas station if your getaway car can't get away. And I was like, my belt is in that trash can right there. Except I was like pointing because I had my hands in cuffs.
You were using your nose, your giant.
Yeah,
beak.
exactly. I was like, it's over there.
I could smell it.
Yeah. And he goes to pat me down and he goes, what's this in your pocket? And I was like, nothing. And he goes, uh-huh. So he reaches in, he pulls it out and he opens it up and goes, damn, marijuana. Yeah.
This
Like
is
he
an
was
after
being
school
filmed?
special. Yeah.
Yeah.
He popped open his aviators and slid them on.
It's 2 a.m.
At one point, I was smoking a cigarette in cuffs, and another officer had come while he was like searching my car. So I was like, "Am I going to get in trouble if I throw this cigarette out on the ground?" And the cop was like, "No, we're not that desperate." And in my head, I'm like, "Well, I mean, I'm in a broken down car in handcuffs right now." So yeah, that was probably the weirdest time.
Now you went from bad to worse.
Yeah.
Damn, marijuana.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just going to be a thing now.
Dan,
Now that shit's legal.
In some
you
places.
survived the hot seat.
Yeah.
How do you feel coming out the other side?
Little charred. Little angry at you for bringing up the tattoo, but you know what? It wasn't as bad as I was worried it was going to be.
I was hoping it would be a cathartic experience for you to get it off your get it off your chest, and share.
It
with
will
the audience.
definitely help to make my prediction for 2025 come true.
Good luck with that, buddy.
Hashtag cover up tattoo.
It's just going to be the BrackUSallogy logo.
Can you turn this into this?
Hey, you know what the good thing is about being as old as I am is that it is red and black, but it is faded over the years. So probably
keep
be
scrubbing.
easy. Yeah, it'd be easy to cover up or laser remove. One of the two.
There you go. All right. See? Cathartic experience. All right, fellas, that's an episode. What do we got next week? New bracket alert! New bracket alert!
Wah, wah, wah.
We're starting a new bracket that will be I was half expecting you to do it again. That will be the legendariest WWE champion of all time. So we've got 32 of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Dan is mimicking the 7 he knows because it's really going to be a Scott and I conversation.
In one fluid movement, he referenced quite a few pro wrestlers, including one whose name I'm not even willing to say in a recorded format because no one says it anymore.
It's true.
Anyway.
But yeah, that'll start next week.
Legendariest WWE champion. So yeah, if you have any pro wrestling fan friends, share the podcast. Tell them to give it a listen.
And that won't even be next week. Actually, that'll be the week after.
Oh, that's true. Next week, we have something very special on Monday.
First time ever.
Which will be March 10th, Mario Day. We are going to do our first ever live recording. We will be on Twitch at BrackUSallogy_Scott and BrackUSallogy_Matt. And maybe we'll figure out how to get Dan's to work. If we do, it'll be BrackUSallogy_Dan. But don't hold your breath. You'll have 2 choices of places to go to watch it. So yeah, check that out. That's going to be Monday, and then we're going to release it the following Wednesday as an episode on podcast platforms. Then next new bracket the week after will be legendariest WWE champion. Awesome. That is exciting. As always, when I thank Aaron O'Donnell from Aaron O'Donnell Music for the music that you hear at the beginning of every episode. More importantly, we want to thank you all for listening, for interacting, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, for following,
Jerking
for
them
touching.
tears, you know.
What?
What?
Please do share the podcast. That helps more than anything. As much as we appreciate the 20 of you that consistently listen, if it was 24, we would appreciate it that much more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm setting a low bar for goals. Just 4 more. Like, that's it.
That's all we need.
Yeah. What else we got? Is that everything?
I think that's everything.
Is that a podcast?
That's
Yeah.
a podcast.
As always, I forgot how I introduced myself at the beginning of the episode. I'm the Grill Master, Scott.
Ew, warm seats. I've been Matt.
And my ass is starting to cool down. I'm Dan.
Damn, marijuana. Bye-bye.